Today we are looking at Psalm 121, verse 1 and 2, which says this: I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Have you ever been jumped, attacked by robbers? I remember being jumped, being attacked by robbers when I was a teenager in high school. And it was a terrifying experience. And it all went down right here. This is where I grew up. And over 30 years ago, right here on Allah Street is where I was attacked. It was a Friday night, and my friends and I, we were walking home. And out of the shadows, a group of thugs surrounded us. They wanted our money. Give us your money, they demanded. And we told them we didn't have money, which was the honest truth. And this one guy, he went right in my face. He eyed me up and down, and he slugged me in the stomach. And I fell to the ground in excruciating pain. When I tell my version of the story, I like to add that I could have easily deflected that uppercut with a powerful kung fu block, and that I could have easily landed a deadly kung fu blow. But the honest truth is, I fell like a sack of potatoes. And out of nowhere comes Calais. Calais was well known in the community. Everyone knew Calais. No one messed with Calais. And Calais was my friend. And as soon as this group of thugs saw Calais, they scattered in terror. Much of the traveling in ancient times was done by foot. And you would always try to avoid the mountains if at all possible. Why? Because in the mountains lurked robbers. And the potential was great that you could be jumped, attacked by robbers that were lurking in the shadows. And so you would avoid the mountainside if at all possible. But sometimes the hillside was unavoidable, as is the case here in Psalm 121. The context of this psalm is that these were pilgrims, and they were on a journey. They were on the road. They were making their way to Jerusalem. So when the psalmist says, I lift up my eyes to the mountains, he is not saying, goody, yippee, I get to enjoy the beauty of the hillside. No. In fact, he is filled with anxiety. He is anticipating the danger that is lurking ahead. But the psalmist comes to his senses and he says, wait a minute. God, the maker of heaven and earth, is on my side. God will help me. God is my strong tower. God is my refuge. God is my fortress. You see, the God who created heaven and earth and sea and all that is in it, the God who set the sun and the moon and the stars in their place, the bigness and vastness and greatness of our God is beyond our comprehension. And it is this God who says to you and I will help you. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. With the coronavirus and recession lurking in the shadows, maybe you too are looking at the mountains and you are anticipating the danger. You are filled with anxiety. And perhaps God's word for us today is this: God, the maker of heaven and earth, is on your side. God will help you. God is your strong tower. God is your refuge. God is your strength. God cares for you. God will help you in the days ahead. There is no situation that is beyond God's control. I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. God bless you, and God bless our world.